So we found out we were pregnant in May of 2018. You can hear the boy right there. Hey, guy. We were living in North Carolina. This was probably our 6th month of trying. And yeah, it was perfect timing because we were headed home back towards Texas in a couple of months. So family would be close by and everything. Oh boy.
It was really important to me to be near family and friends for the majority of my pregnancy because I had wanted to be pregnant for a really long time, and I wanted people around me that could celebrate with me and help me and answer all of my questions. So the timing really was perfect. Up until about 7 months of being pregnant, I loved it. I enjoyed every second of it. I was super lucky that I didn't have a lot of really terrible pregnancy symptoms, just craved cheeseburgers mainly.
Yeah.
The only real big downside was that Chris was gone for probably 80% of my pregnancy.
Yeah, from July 30th to about November 16th, I was gone doing away rotations. So I was not home in Texas, and Melissa was holding down the fort, being superwoman. All things considered, you said it was, great pregnancy.
Yeah, I jinxed myself. I bragged at Thanksgiving that pregnancy was super easy for me, and then that night ended up getting admitted to the hospital for 9 days for kidney stones.
She woke up with searing back pain, and I was like, oh gosh, what are we doing? And yeah, 9 days later.
Yeah, 9 days later, I was finally allowed to go home. I had a stent surgically placed to help with the pain. And from that point on, pregnancy was kind of an uphill battle. On December 20th, the combination of a urology appointment, a conversation with the OBGYN, lots of conversations between the two of us, we decided that we were going to induce 3 weeks early, and we were going to go to the hospital and have this baby boy on December 22nd.
Let's do this thing.
We had 3 days to mentally prepare, from having 3 weeks to 3 days to get ready. And of course, you can never fully be ready for a baby, but I was going to do everything in my power to be as ready as humanly possible. So I made Chris take me to probably like 8 million stores to pick up all the last minute items.
We shopped hard.
We did. We deep cleaned the house like 3 times.
Yep.
And the morning of December 22nd, 7 a.m., we were bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to have a baby. So we started Pitocin at 8:30, had my water broke at 10:30, and was dealing with contractions for a little while, doing the best that I could.
How you feeling, honey?
There's a contraction.
Some contractions. Just broke her water. The doctor just came in, and how'd that feel?
It was all right.
She said it was really warm.
Mm-hmm.
Things were pretty calm, and now we're fully committed. Sweet Melissa's just laying here. You're doing great, honey.
Thank you. Waited until about 12:30 to get the epidural. Best decision ever.
10 out of 10 would recommend doing an epidural.
Yes.
What happened since then, honey? Had an epidural.
Had an epidural, which is nice.
Yeah.
And took a little nap.
Yeah.
And then woke up and found out that I was 8 centimeters.
Yeah, we went from 3 to 8 in like 3 hours. Super quick.
Yeah.
Now the family's coming to the hospital. You were in some pain.
I am?
You were.
Oh, I was. Oh, yes. Yes,
Yeah.
it was uncomfortable. That really, really helped. I was able to take a brief nap, which I definitely needed my energy later. And about like 1:45, 1:50, we were ready to push. And he was born at 2:17 p.m. that day. 6 hours later. Yeah, my OB and us we were incredibly surprised with how quick and really easy delivery and labor was with him. Yeah. Because, first baby, normally labor goes a lot longer. Mm-hmm. And because of that, I actually didn't get to see any of our family beforehand because they weren't planning on coming till later. Yeah, I told them, probably come 4 p.m., 5 p.m. Like, there's no rush. I've delivered babies before, and I anticipated that this guy would take a little bit of time, but nope. He was ready. He was ready, and so was I. After Alden was born, we had him on Melissa's chest,
And about 15 to 30 minutes, we started getting a little concerned because the nurses were still hovering. Eventually they mentioned, it seemed like he was struggling to breathe a little bit. He was making these kind of grunting noises, and they were gonna just watchfully wait and see how his breathing progressed. Well, after an hour, they made the decision to wheel him to the NICU because the breathing just wasn't where it needed to be. And so this is kind of where our worlds got rocked a little bit. We made it to full term, 37 weeks, and we expected, to be able to transition him home and that everything would be kind of seamless, but this kind of rocked our world. The first 48 hours were the most worrisome. There were a lot of things in speaking with the neonatologists and the pediatricians in the hospital that they were actively considering as to why Alden wasn't breathing very well. The most severe, perhaps it was a blood infection, they said, or a pneumonia, an infection of his lungs, or maybe it was a congenital heart defect. So they ran a litany of tests, and after 48 hours of just praying and hoping that everything was not as severe as it sounded, we got the news that it was simply just a respiratory distress because he was a little premature with his lungs. Even though he was 37 weeks, his lungs needed a little time, especially because he was delivered so quickly. His lungs just needed some time to mature and develop.
Oh, you trying? Oh. No, you're scratching me with the other hand. Yeah. Hold your head up. Would you like to try this? Or maybe open your eyes? You're thinking about it. I can see you thinking about it. Hi.
So much hair.
You're gonna wake up and you're gonna open your eyes. He's like, they're so heavy. They're so heavy.
After 9 long, tiring, exhausting days, we got word that Alden was clear and that his lungs seemed to be doing just fine and he was feeding wonderfully. And so it was New Year's Eve that we were planning to take him home the next day. With that, we roomed in together as a family for the first time, which was equal parts frightening and equal parts exciting because it was just us.
Yeah, the hospital gives NICU parents a room for free to be able to stay with your infant the night before they're typically discharged, to just give them one more chance to have nurses around. But basically, you're on your own.
Yeah, it's just you guys, and he passed with flying colors. And it was January 1st, 2019 that we got to take baby boy home. What's the news, hon? What's the news?
We get to go home.
We get to go home. You excited?
Yes.
Here we go. Out in the real world. Going home.
Going home.
And what's crazy about that is after everything was done that morning, by the time we were able to pull the car up to the front of the hospital, get him in, buckle him into his car seat, Melissa sat in the back because there's no way. There's no way she's sitting up with me on the way home. But as we were leaving, we actually left exactly to the minute the time that he was born, which was 2:17 p.m. So we thought that was really remarkable and just a sign that, hey, this is supposed to happen right now.
It's officially 2:17, and we get to take our little baby boy home. Exactly 10 days. You're exactly 10 days old, little man. So here we are about 2.5 months later from him being born, and we are incredibly thankful for the experience that we had. It was terrifying, but there have been some really awesome things that have come from it. For example, Alden has never really had any issues with eating or being on a schedule because the NICU makes sure of that.
Oh, yeah.
They're very strict about their scheduling, so we're really thankful for that. He's also a pro sleeper, can fall asleep during anything, stay asleep no matter what is happening. We also just want to, again, make sure that all of the people that helped us and supported us during during that time that you know, we're incredibly grateful for you.
The nurses, the pediatricians, the neonatologists who were working during Christmas, during New Year's, throughout the holiday season as if it was just a normal day. All of our family and friends who were so gracious to surround us and just make sure that everything outside of the hospital was taken care of.
Yeah, so thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next week.
Well, thank you so much for watching this video. We were really excited to share with you a little bit about our son's birth and everything that happened afterwards. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. We're going to try and release a new video once a week, and I'm particularly excited about this next episode because basically in 5 days, Melissa and I will find out where our family is moving for the next 4 years. For medical students around the country, this upcoming week is match week, where tomorrow on Monday, we'll find out if we match to a residency program, and on Friday, we will finally get the answer of where we're headed to. I'm looking forward to recording some reactions and just what this next week looks like for us. Really, really exciting time. I hope you'll tune in next Sunday.